Take the red pill or the blue. You can vote, but even if you win, still everyone will lose. Don't forget to buy designer because Gucci makes you cool. We prioritize material belongings over truth. Get a job that you can't stand so you can buy some cans of food. Go overseas and die for freedom. There's some oil we can use. Our democracy exists so that you think that you can choose. But our algorithms make you do what we want you to do. What's the problem? Your depressed society has you confused. We got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who also don't have a clue. And pump out a few babies that are just the same as you. Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. Sorry about the noise outside. My neighbor, he hasn't mowed his yard in 2 days, you know, and he's got to get out there and get that thing, you know, get it all done, you know? I mean, if you don't mow that damn thing every 2 days, you never know what's going to happen to it. No, I don't, whatever. I'm sure you can hear it. Anyways, I wanted to get on here. I see that, I'm going to try and keep it kind of brief today. I always say that. I always attempt to keep it brief, but I don't ever do a very good job of it. Hopefully everything's coming through okay. I did sound check everything, other than the lawnmower going by my window out here that, you know, what do you do? Anyway, hope everybody's had a great weekend, having a lovely Sunday, having some brunch, maybe getting some kind of French toast or something like that, a Reuben sandwich. I don't even know what's going on today on Sunday. What's happening? Other than, here's what I do know, is that Onion Head and his president, Jill Biden, isn't she the one in charge? I can't remember anymore. I think she is. He introduces himself as the wife of Jill Biden. So he shows up now. He finally shows up in Texas. Imagine that. It takes 21 innocent dead people for him to finally make an appearance in Texas after what he's done to the whole situation on the border. Now he shows up to grandstand and politicize the whole goddamn thing. You know, maybe he's gonna go and pick up Beto O'Rourke and bring him with him. I mean, I'm not even gonna listen to anything that he has to say down there. I don't even want to hear it because it's just gonna be absolutely disgusting. And who knows? I'm sure the White House staff is probably just sitting there and just going, "Oh God, what are we gonna have to walk back?" You know, I put out a tweet, and I tweeted whatever that is, and one of my classic Facebook rants, basically just saying that, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous that this is what has to happen for this guy to finally fucking show up. Hopefully he didn't bring Kamala with him. Maybe he left her guarding he left her with the keys to the castle. That's scary, isn't it? Good Lord. The significance of the passage of time. Let me tell you something about the significance of the passage of time when Kamala Harris is left in charge of the keys. Nothing good. I can't wait to hear what this moron is going to have to say. I mean, good grief. You know, just... maybe you'll read the Facebook post. I don't want to sit here and be repetitive, but basically I was just saying, you know what, Joe? Just stay home, you know? I mean, how much money did the taxpayers just spend to fly this doofus? How many gallons of fuel were just used in Air Force One to fly his dumb ass down there? He doesn't care, right? I mean, he should not be allowed to fly, quite frankly. Joe Biden shouldn't be allowed to fly, period. You want to go somewhere, Joe? Learn how to walk. Quit clomping around like Herman Munster, put one foot in front of the other, learn how to walk. You know, you've screwed the whole country. We're all just fucked right now because of what you've done. And you're going to get on that big-ass flight, that big-ass jet airline. You know, I mean, I got a picture of his dumb ass right here in front of me up on the monitor getting off the goddamn Air Force One. He shouldn't be allowed to fly. Straight up. Unless he can come up with an electric airplane, hey, get yourself a kite, Joe Biden. Get yourself a parasail. Something that's energy efficient, Joe. Why in the hell should that guy be allowed to get on Air Force One and fly anywhere? Period. That dude should not be allowed on that jet. I quite frankly, I personally resent that this dude's flying around after what he's done with the fuel prices that we're all paying right now. And this guy's flying around to grandstand and politicize a horrible tragedy that happened. How about you took some of that $40 billion and invested it in mental health? Maybe then you don't have young people out shooting individuals, going out and blasting school kids. Maybe if some money was spent on some mental health issues in smaller communities across the country and some time was taken to address these things, maybe these things wouldn't happen. I'm not justifying them at all. I don't for a second think that either of those two that carried out these shootings in Buffalo or in Texas, I'm not giving them any justification whatsoever. Not at all. And also, there were a number of other shootings that happened in the meantime too. These were just the ones that that caught the media and caught everybody's attention. Obviously, this one caught his attention enough. But how much you want to bet he doesn't go down to the goddamn border? He's 54 miles. He flew into San Antonio, okay, and Uvalde is 54 miles from the Texas border. How much you want to bet he doesn't? He ain't gonna make it to Del Rio. That fool isn't gonna go down there. He don't want to even show his face down there in Del Rio. But he's going to go and he's going to grandstand in front of the whole country, in front of these parents and this community that lost all these people. Due to how does this guy get in the school, first of all? The door gets wedged open right when he shows up. That truck he was driving, I don't understand how that thing got to looking like it did. And I've been over this a million times. I don't need to rehash it. But the guy gets into the school. You can't get into an elementary school, a junior. You can't get into a school in this country. Somehow that back door was propped open. And then he goes in, and those fucking cops sit out there, and they don't do shit, except they tased. They had tasers out. From what I saw, they even tased one of the parents. The parents were going, let us go in and handle it. They're ready to go in there, and the cops are not letting them go in to get their own children. One mother went in and got her kids. And there's a border patrol agent who's sitting in a barber chair, and he gets a text message saying, active shooter, help. He takes the barber's shotgun and runs out of the barber seat and gets in his truck and goes down there. And he's the guy that goes in. Could some of that $40 billion that we just sent to these corrupt assholes in Ukraine, could that maybe have been spent on police training, mental health, homelessness, hunger? How many people are going to fucking starve to death in this country because of this asshole? This guy is the one who has caused all of this, and he will not even accept a bit of responsibility for any of it. I'm pissed. It's about time some of you got pissed off about this shit too. Because this fucking guy and his administration and the cronies that he's got in there that are pulling his fucking strings and sticking their hands up his ass like a sock puppet are ruining this entire country if they haven't ruined it already. You can't get anything at the stores. The supply chains are screwed and never going to come back. Never going to come back. It's nothing in this country is ever going to be the same again. And he's even said so. Well, it's going to be, his mush mouth talking. He's done this. This is all by design. This is all on purpose. Do you understand that? He's done this on purpose, and he said he was going to do it when he was running for office, and you all voted for him, apparently, allegedly. I don't know anybody that did, but apparently 81 million of you did. Are you happy? Are you pleased with your decision-making skills? This is what you get when you can't think for yourself, when you exercise absolutely zero critical thought in anything that you do. This is what you get. You end up with, in a matter of a week, you end up with 29 innocent dead people. And he's going to politicize it. And he's going to, kind of weird that this happened right before the big NRA thing. Now, whatever with the NRA, I'm not going to go there. They didn't have anything to do with it. There's not been a single member of the NRA that's ever carried out a mass shooting. All right. They've been basically young men that for the most part have been on some kind of psychotropic medication, which, hey, who's responsible for that? You got big pharma, right? Instead of taking care of a person's actual problem, instead of treating the problem, we medicate them. We put them on these medicines that, I've seen what happens with these medications firsthand. My family knows what happens with these things firsthand. And nothing good comes of it. It's just a way to mask the problem. It's just like taking anti-inflammatories when you're, beaten and bruised. It masks what's really going on. But yet we could sit here and we can send all this money over to this corrupt country. A country that has shelled 14,000 of its own citizens since 2014 in the Donbass region. And it has a neo-Nazi battalion in their military. We're arming neo-Nazis. Happy? Who's happy? I'm not fucking happy. I'm pissed off. I'm not even going to watch a single thing this stupid moron has to say. I couldn't care less. Because it's all just bullshit and politicization anyways. He's just going to go out there and he's going to talk about, gun control and blah, blah, blah. He's going to blame Republicans. He's going to blame everybody else. He's not going to accept any responsibility. How could it be on him? Good old racist Joe Biden. He's got some serious house cleaning to do. And he's out there dishing it out. Go fall up some stairs, dude. He needs to just kick rocks. I don't want to hear another word out of that guy unless it's, I resign. That's the only thing I want to hear from him. I don't want to listen to him anymore. I don't want to hear him mutter and stammer and stutter and fucking babble about nonsensical bullshit anymore. The guy has pretty much brought this country to its fucking knees. We were having a hard enough time with this stupid fucking pandemic. And then he comes in. More people died under him than they did under Trump. Fact. Shut me down, YouTube. I don't give a shit. Fact. The guy had a plan, right? Remember? He had a plan. He's gonna take care of it. He takes credit for the vaccines. How's that going? Even Bill Gates. Did anybody hear Bill Gates talking at Davos? Mr. Vaccine Bill Gates. Anybody hear what he had to say? Probably not. Nobody pays attention. Nobody listens to a single fucking thing that's going on. Even phony-ass Bill Gates, who is not a doctor, has no medical degree, knows nothing about medicine. A dropout. Somehow, he's an expert on this. I don't know how. Oh, yeah. He just got COVID, too. Anybody? And along with Stephen Colbert, who got it twice in 3 weeks, Jimmy Kimball, whatever his fucking name is, that fat-headed mush mouth. I remember when those guys were funny back in the day. They're not funny anymore. They're just pathetic little sellouts is all they are. Little patsies. Jimmy Kimball and Stephen Colbert are just little patsies. They're laughable. Absolutely laughable. You have a number of people in this country that actually have the balls to even stand up and speak truth. You know, you've got your Aaron Montes and your Max Blumenthal's and Kim Iverson and Jimmy Dore. A new person on my list that I've been tuning into quite a bit has been Jackson Hinkle. He's awesome. Kurt Metzger, who makes appearances on Jimmy Dore's show, is hilarious. You know, you've got some impersonators out there that are funny as hell. You know, you got, Gutfeld is good. Tucker Carlson, even though he's to blame for everything. Now, I don't even understand how in the hell you're saying that. And they won't put out this supposed 180-page manifesto. Now, I've tried to get my hands on it. I'm a certified member of the press. I have press pass. I have a number that you can look up. I'm accredited. And I can't get access to that. And I want to read it. I want to see it. Just because they say it's out there, that's fine. But I want to be able to read what that kid in Buffalo what was going on with that kid. You know, I mean, these guys were allowed to put out their shit on social media. The kid in Texas is putting out Instagram posts. He's putting out pictures of his firearms. He's on goofy platforms. He's telling some girl in Germany what he's about ready to do. I mean, the kid in Buffalo, I watched the first bit of that. I mean, he gets out and he promptly shoots a white lady. And then I'm looking at the footage of him getting arrested. The dude had on clown shoes. I don't know what kind of fucking shoes those things were. His shoes, they looked like Sideshow Bob shoes. Yet he's all decked out in camo, and they said that the precision and how tactical he was when he went in that store. And I watched the first one. He shot a white lady, okay? So if he was just going after black people, why did he jump out the car and first and foremost, he shot a white woman and killed her? I saw it happen. I can't find it anymore. They've taken it down from everything. But to me, I have to ask that question. As a journalist, I have to ask that question. As a member of the press, I have to ask that question. Okay, if he was there to only take out black people, how come his first victim, he could have sat in that car and let her walk by? He could have. Why did he pop out right then? And that was the first person he shot. And it was one shot. He jumps up, levels his firearm, bam, one shot. Down she goes, dead. She dies. He could tell. I could tell from his footage of it that she was a white lady. He damn sure could. So if his only intention was to go shoot black people, why was the first victim a white woman? Where did he get his training? I don't know where he came from. I don't know enough about this kid. They said he was radicalized by 4chan. Now, I got on there, and all I saw was a bunch of doofuses. I'd never been on there before. I typed it up to look it up and see what the deal was. I'd heard of it and heard that's where the QAnon people reside, which some of the stuff is just absolutely, the things I've heard come out of that camp are just fucking absolutely insane. Ridiculous. But the kid shoots, he's out there to kill black people, but the first person he shoots is a white lady. In plain sight, right in front of him. He knows she's white. Why? Why did he do that? Why did he choose her? Like I said, he drove to what would have been like the street side of the parking lot, muttered some shit, flipped the car around, parked right up front, had his body camera on, pops the door, over the door, bam, shoots a white lady to start the whole thing off, then goes in the store. And there were other people outside. You're talking about a mentally ill individual, and allegedly he'd been in contact with a retired federal agent for some time before this happened. This was on the radar. This was in the lens of somebody who had ties to the intelligence community, allegedly. Why would this have not? Why didn't we get out in front of this? Same with the kid in Texas. That Representative Gonzalez from Texas came out and said that the kid was arrested with another one 4 years ago. They said they had plans to commit a mass casualty act when they were going to graduate from high school in 2022. Then he walked it back saying, well, he didn't necessarily know if that was a kid. Well, you're going to know if that's the kid. And now we've got this marshmallow head, Mr. Tofu Brain, going down there with his handler, his wife, who seems to be the only person that can try and keep him in line. Who knows what he's going to say and what the White House is going to have to walk back today, but he's going to politicize this to the max. He's going to say some goofy shit that's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. Those people down there deserve better than this. Those people whose hearts are broken, who are aching, who are just, who probably don't even know what to make of it yet. Don't know how to, haven't even probably gone through the first portion of the grieving process for these innocent kids are going to have to sit there and be subjected to listening to the ramblings of a madman, of a guy that can't even fucking pronounce a fucking word. I wonder if they got the teleprompter set up for him. Maybe that's why Jill is going to be right next to him, fucking sit there and elbow him in the fucking gut, in the ribs every time he says something stupid. So I guarantee this isn't going to go off without a hitch. And I feel for those people that are going to have to. I hope nobody shows up to even listen to him. Tell you the truth, they probably won't. They'll probably be the press there, and then people they paid to show up. I'm sure, because I don't think anybody in Texas wants to listen to a goddamn thing this guy has to say. I don't want to. I think it's insulting. The shit that he's put the state of Texas through because of his actions regarding the border, I would doubt that many people are even going to show up to listen to him. Anybody in Texas listening to this, I would advise, I'd say don't even, I wouldn't even pay it any attention. I mean, because what's he going to do? He's not fixing anything. You can't fix this. This shit's broken already. It's done. It can't be fixed. You had a police force that didn't have enough training to fucking know how to go in and take out an 18-year-old kid with a fucking gun. How's that? How is that? That's a lack of training. And as I've said, that's not a very big town. It's only 15,000 people. Cody's about 10. But I can tell you personally, I know a number of the police officers here that would have been in that school on like that. They probably wouldn't have, he would have never even gotten in that school. He wouldn't have gotten in the school here. I can tell you that. And we have armed people in our schools here. Now you can argue that whatever way you want to. I'm just saying that's a fact. We do. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't vote for it. I didn't vote against. There's nothing to do with me. I can't vote. So it doesn't matter what I have to say about it. I'm just saying that's the fact. Jack, we have armed people in our schools. Nobody knows who they are, but we do. That would have never flown here. Would have never flown here. Number one, there wouldn't have been a door propped open for him to go in. Trust me. My son's been to 3 different schools here in this town, and there's not a single one of those that you can access without going into the airlock, pushing the button, having your face on the camera, them recognizing you, and then hitting the access for you to get in. Then you have to go to an office. You got to sign in. You got to sign out. You don't just walk in. And it just so happened this guy comes in the side door. When somebody props it open, who propped the door open down there? That's what I want to know. Who propped the door open? And then you got all these cops and shit that are out there, all decked out in all their tactical shit, and a border agent that's getting a haircut at the barber shop is the one that goes in. Parents are wanting to go in. There's footage of them yelling, "Let us go in, let us go," and the cops aren't letting them in. And they tased one of the parents. I can't even imagine. Those people in that town, I tell you what, I feel for them and what they're going through right now. And then this is what they get. They get corn pop showing up down there. What's he going to do? Tell stories about his hairy legs, sniff some hair? He's going to get up there. He's going to grandstand about gun control. Watch. Or don't watch. I'd encourage you not to watch. The lower the ratings are on this thing with him, the better it is for all of us. The sooner he gets out of office, the better. I don't care what you put in there. You could put in goddamn Kermit the Frog, do a better job. Or nobody. How about nobody? That'd be even better. Why don't we just get rid of the President of the United States office altogether? No, we don't. Do we need him? Do we need these politicians? We don't. We don't need any of them. We don't need 435 of these idiotic representatives. We don't need 100 senators. We don't need any of it. Let's go from each state. Let's randomly select 2 people from every state, randomly select them, and then randomly select 1 more from anywhere in the country. And we don't tell anybody who they are. They go to D.C. for 2 years, 4 years, whatever you want to make it. They're compensated for their businesses or whatever it is that they do, out in the real world. They go there. Then you've got somebody that's a servant, a representative, right? You might end up with 2 attorneys or doctors from one state. You might end up with 2 sanitation workers from another state. You randomly do it, randomly select it. That's who goes in. These are the people that call the shots. Guess what? Our young people come back from overseas. We don't get involved in any more of these stupid wars. We don't send money that we don't even have. When we got a problem in this country called homelessness that $20 billion would take care of, permanently take care of, and we send 40 over there. That's what we do. While we've got this suffering, this shit going on, we got mental health issues going on everywhere in this country. We don't take care of our own. We don't take care of our own people. And when I say our own people, I'm talking about everybody. When I say that, I'm not talking about the color of your skin. I'm talking about the fact that we are all in this thing. All of us. Inner city, rural, people that live out in the country, everybody. It takes all of us. And all of us have made this mess, believe it or not. We can point fingers, politicize it all. The fact of the matter is that we all know what's right and we know what's wrong. We know what's good. We know what's evil. We all know. And we've been so busy playing these fucking pronoun games and this silly jackassery nonsense. This my feelings are hurt and I'm going to go cry shit. Come on. Nobody really gives a damn what you do in your personal life. Nobody cares. You want to putt from the rough? Putt from the rough. I ain't got your clubs. I'm not your caddy. Do what you want. If you're doing no harm to anybody, then who cares? And quite frankly, the good majority of the people in this country feel that exact same way. They don't care about your gender identity or your sexual orientation. They don't care. Are you a good person or not? That's what matters. Whatever it is you choose to do in your own life, that's all. That's your, that's part of the idea of being American. You have the freedom to do so. And most people feel that way. It's these politicians and these pundits and these news, this media. These are the people that are making this ordeal out of this stuff. These are the people that are grandstanding on this shit, and they're trying to divide us. That's all it is. It's a whole division game, people. And until you wake up and realize that, excuse me, a little bit parched. Until you realize that, we're going nowhere. We've got to stop letting these factions divide us. And you've got to stop, playing these, I'm loyal to MSNBC or CNN. No. They're all owned by the same people. They're all put out there to do specific things to divide us. That's what it's about. It's all about division. Because that's how they keep you under control. That's how they keep you, and they play the little game where they put one person in for one term and then this, they just rotate it out. That's why they have the revolving door in D.C. That's why you end up with a Lloyd Austin as Secretary of Defense. And if you don't know who that is, it's time you start doing some homework. It's time that you start figuring out who it is that's doing this shit, that's causing this, that's calling the shots. Everybody thinks that, wearing that sticker after election day, it just really just makes you something when you don't even know what you're going in there and voting for. You don't have a clue. And so here's my encouragement is that I would say nobody watches what this guy has to say down there. The best thing that you can do right now, people, here's the best thing you can do right now. Everybody's worked up about this. Here's the best thing you can do is you can go out and help a young person. Go out and think about that individual that that's, roughly the same age as these two that pulled off these big shootings here recently. Or anybody that's going through it. And sit down and just have a conversation with them. Do you know that goes a long way for somebody who's going through whatever it takes to, and I don't even know what it takes to make somebody carry out something like this. I don't know. I don't understand it. That's why I think that the manifesto from the one kid in Buffalo, I think that should be put out there, because I think that we need to see what was going through that young man's mind so we can recognize it. And if you see something's off with somebody, you talk to them. Sit them down, have a conversation. Maybe that's all they need. Somebody to just show that they give a shit. I've seen nothing with, I guess I saw something where maybe it was the young man in Texas. And it was his father. I just scrolled through it. I didn't really care to look at it, because I figure if he's coming out at this point in time and the guy's living with his grandma and he shot her in the face, then I wouldn't figure that the father has much to say. But the whole thing's pretty goddamn sad. And then to have this moron fly down there on Air Force One, and then think about all the other aircraft that goes along with that, because it's not just Air Force One by itself. All right. You got fighter jets tagging along, Think about all the money that was just wasted on that. Mr. Green Energy, and he's flying around the world in its jumbo jet. He should be grounded. All right. I'm putting that out there right now. Biden should be grounded. Period. That Air Force One shouldn't be taking off and going anywhere. There's nothing that idiot can't do without just using a Zoom call. They can put up a big screen thing in front of people if anybody even wants to hear what he has to say, but I got a feeling that nobody wants to hear what he has to say. You can put him on a screen anywhere. Look at Zelensky. He's been on a big screen everywhere, from the Oscars to goddamn Davos to you name it. We live in a world where none of these people need to be flying around. I mean, if they're so worried about the environment, if they're so worried about green technologies and different types of energy, why are they flying around? How much fuel do you think that took? I can look it up right now. Let's find out. Let's find out how much it takes to fly. Let's just have a look here. Let's find out how much it costs to fly old Air Force One. This will be interesting, huh? Well, we're all paying $6 whatever the hell it is at the pump, and it just keeps going up. And this guy's flying all over the place, and he's the one that caused it. That's insulting, people. If you're not insulted by that, then I don't know what to. You got no hope. If you're not insulted by this, then you're absolutely ridiculous. If you think that it was worth it to fly him down to Texas for this, when he hasn't even gone down to the border to check out what's going on down there in the 2 years that he's been in office, but he's going to go down and politicize and grandstand for this, and we're going to pay for it on our dime, you got to be out of your goddamn mind. Absolutely out of your mind. Air Force One is actually an air traffic control call sign, not a plane. Okay, great. Any Air Force aircraft is designated as Air Force One. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, so let's just... Okay, and they're going to be building a new one. It's going to swap out the aging VC-25As in 2024. So there's more than one of them. More sophisticated 747. The replacement was projected to cost $3.2 billion. And by 2019, the new planes were expected to cost $5.2. Their 100,000 plus page manuals alone cost 100,000 page plus manual for the Air Force One cost $84 million. Jesus Christ, 6 figures every hour. Let's see what we got here. Stating the dollar figure included the cost of fuel, flight consumables, depot level reparables, aircraft overhaul, engine overhaul. Trump spent $10 million of taxpayer money in his first month in office on travel alone. Jesus. Wow. And a president can't travel by air on any other plane. I'm just trying to find what we got for a cost here. I'm sure you probably... Okay, let's see. Cost to operate and maintain Air Force One had fallen to $142,380 per flying hour. And that's... Well, that's 2014. It's way more than that now, I can tell you that much. Because jet fuel is going for... and the number I got on that is from a couple of weeks ago. It's way more than where I was at anyways. Anyhow, with what this egghead has done, he shouldn't be allowed to fly. How about Congress? How about you write a bill on that? Okay, Joe Biden isn't allowed to fly no more. No more flying for Joe Biden. He can ride his bicycle and eat his ice cream. He can't even do that because no more ice cream because it takes too much energy to keep that shit frozen. Right? Mr. Oh, God. It's just insulting. And if you all are insulted by this, then I would step back and take a look in the mirror and maybe do some, do some self-reflection. Because if you think it's okay for this guy and all these idiots, look at all these idiots that are all about the climate control shit and they all fly over to Davos in their private jets. These are people that have never even driven a car for themselves. Oh, there goes the fucking choo-choo train. I'll turn that off. Anyway, I've said enough. I know we're all going to end up probably hearing what this moron has to say. I'm not watching it. I can't personally even handle watching the guy talk. He's so, it's just obnoxious to watch this guy. And it's insulting to think that as an American citizen that this is the person that represents me to the rest of the world. I do a bad enough job representing myself without him. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Anyway, I hope that that in some way the people that have gone through this stuff in the last couple of weeks, be it Buffalo, Texas, any place else, with this madness, I hope that there's some way you can find some peace. And I'd really like to say that perhaps we can do something to stop this. But in my mind, it starts with mental health. Because from what the research I've done and everything I've looked into on this, the majority of these people that carry out these horrible acts, they're mentally ill. You have to be to do that. And a lot of them are on medications. Hey, who's that fall on? Big Pharma. I mean, between Big Pharma and our big government, you got the biggest thieves there are right there. There's no bigger thieves. There's no bigger thieves than Big Pharma and politicians. Seriously. I mean, that's as crooked as it gets. Straight up. It's as crooked as it gets. All of our problems. What's a politician done for you recently, huh? Come over, cut your grass? Do anything for you? The only thing you get out of them is you got to pay the money. You got to pay your taxes. That's it. Bottom line. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anybody except themselves, their pocketbooks, and their fucking agendas. And that's what's going on right now. This asshole's flying down there finally, after 2 years of this crisis going on down there at the border, that he initiated the energy crisis that we're in right now. He initiated the inflation. He initiated the war in Ukraine. He initiated. The shit wouldn't be going on if it wasn't for him. I'm no Trumpster, but I'll tell you right now, if Trump was in office, this shit wouldn't be going on over there. Everybody says, oh, he's in bed with... Well, you know what? All he ever did was throw dirt in the face of Putin. Everything he did was in his face. He didn't do anything to... He wasn't sitting there caught at a press conference on a hot mic going, after the elections, I'll have more leeway on this. Like Obama did. His family didn't. I mean, look how much the Biden family's made from Ukraine and Russia and China. Interesting, huh? I say no more flying for Joe. No more. I mean, as the citizens of the United States, I'm putting this forward. I'm going to put it out there. I don't know what channels I'm going to go through on it, but this is something I'm adamant about. No more flying for Joe Biden. I wouldn't even let him ride in a car. He can ride his bike back to his beach house. And get him one of those little fucking, I don't know, get him a bike that runs off of a squirrel or something. Because even the batteries take petroleum to make. Time to wake up. If you're not thinking, you're losing. And if you're not thinking that this is just completely wrong, that dude should not be in the air. He should not be flying anywhere. He shouldn't even be in a car. Even if it's electric, he shouldn't be in a car. Because nobody even understands what goes into producing the batteries for those vehicles. And then what happens when they go bad? Right in the landfill they go, right? Yep. And you got which one's the one? There's some of them that just blow up. If you don't plug them in, they blow up. If you don't plug them in, they blow up. Time to wake up, people. I mean, it is. It's time. It's time to wake up and look at what the fuck is going on around us. Seriously. I mean, if we, it's already too late. I mean, we're on damage control right now. Seriously, serious damage control. That's what time we're on right now, is damage control. This ain't, oh, it's time to change, blah, blah, blah. No, this is damage control. This is time to pick up the pieces and put together whatever it is we have left. And that's not much, because they have destroyed it. These assholes have destroyed this country. They're destroying the planet. It's all by design, and we're letting it happen. Hopefully some of the things I'm saying are motivating somebody out there to do a little bit of homework and look into this. I've been doing too much of it, and it's made me sick, and it's put me in a position where I've got to say something, because if I don't, then I can't live with myself. Which is why I'm doing this. This is not some self-serving, egotistical thing that I'm trying to do here. I just feel like I'm in a position, in a place, and I've got the capabilities to say something about it. And if I don't, then I'm being irresponsible. If I just sit back and just let the time slip by and just, da 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 da. Well, the time for la-di-da-di-da is over. I mean, it's time that, it's time something was done, and it's time that we had a little bit of a wake-up call here, people. And I don't give a shit what side of the fence you're on, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. Remember when we all used to like, just regardless of political affiliation, we all got along? Remember that? Remember those days? I mean, what's this politics got us? What's this Democrat, Republican shit gotten us? What we have now? It's not worked. The world we live in right now is living proof. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. So you can be an ostrich, bury your head in the sand. You can be a marmot and dig yourself a hole. Or you can stand up. Life's too short. What kind of world do you want to leave your children? What kind of world do you want your grandchildren to live in? If they even have a world to live in. Because that's where we're at right now. We don't even know. That's how bad it's gotten. You've got an old racist geriatric mushhead that's the leader of the free world, supposedly, allegedly. And we're not calling the shots anymore. And we're behind more death and destruction than just about any country out there. Everybody wants to sit there and say that, oh yeah, we're the leaders of the free world. Well, no, we're not. We're the disseminators of death and violence and poverty and absolute destruction. We destroy countries. Not you and me as in we, but we as in this country, because we, the people who should have the power and the authority, we've given that away, in order for, to be comfortable. Well, we're not comfortable anymore. Is this dawning on anybody? Is this waking anybody up? Hello? Do I got to do the Biff? Hello, McFly? It's time to wake up. And if I speak in tones and in language that is offensive or comes off, as being angry, it's because I am angry. But it doesn't mean that I don't love y'all, okay? So, I'm going to end it like we always do in all things. Be kind, be good at it, and do no harm. Let's turn this thing, we're the only ones that can do it. Let's turn this thing around, okay? Taking you out with Tom McDonald, The System. It's a very timely song right now. So on that note, from the Mike Files, 52 miles east of Jellystone Park in Coyote, Wyoming, I bid you a decent rest of your day. Please reach out at any point in time. I'd love to have a conversation with any of you. Anyways, that's all.
Welcome to the world, baby boy. I'll paint you red and white and blue. The indoctrination starts as soon as you come out the womb. Pretty quick, we'll make you stupid with curriculums at school. And if the classroom doesn't do the trick, we'll make you watch the news. Pick your team, right or left, take the red pill or the blue. You can vote, but even if you win, still everyone will lose. Don't forget to buy designer because Gucci makes you cool. We prioritize material belongings over truth. Get a job that you can't stand so you can buy some cans of food. Go overseas and die for freedom. There's some oil we can use. Our democracy exists so that you think that you can choose. But our algorithms make you do what we want you to do. What's the problem? Your depressed society has you confused. We got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who also don't have a clue, and pump out a few babies that are just the same as you.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
Welcome to the world, baby girl. I'll paint you pink if that's okay. We'll encourage self-destruction through the music that you play. We divided out of men by trying politics and race, and honestly, it's working awesome, so for you, we'll do the same. Never teaching you to love yourself, inject you full of hate, objectify your sexuality, then blame you for the rape, and weaponize the differences that make our men and women great. And just to screw with you, erase the genders. Everyone's the same. We'll empower you with rights to vote and fight for equal pay, then have the men turn into women and you'll fight for them again. But you thought you had it figured out, but everything has changed. Welcome to the system. Please enjoy your stay. Here's a Bible and a bottle of the cheapest booze we make. Find a man who can take care of you to fill the holes we made. Buy a house and settle down, fulfill your duty, procreate, and make a couple babies who will also do the same.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
Welcome to the world, everybody. I'ma paint you black and white. I'ma make you hate each other so that everyone will fight. I'ma give you our religion, let the righteous find the light. But I will also give you science to oppose the word of Christ. And I'ma give you borders, they're imaginary lines. If you cross them, go to war and win when everybody dies. And I'ma give you money that you'll value more than life, and let the 1% have everything while you fight to survive. And then I'll give you politics, I'll call it left and right. And while you divide yourselves, I will conquer both the sides. Can't you see? I'm the system, my whole purpose is divide. What you choose will never matter because everything is mine.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow